Before I get into today's project, I am so excited to announce that I have officially launched the Bead Club Lounge's very own website. Finally, you can find everything that we do in one spot. On the website, beadclublounge.com, you can shop our easy-to-follow beading patterns, browse great beading advice on the blog, and even gain access to a free tutorial library. So after this video, be sure to head over to beadclublounge.com to check it out. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a gorgeous DiamonDuo bracelet. The full tutorial is available on the blog. I'll leave the links in the description box down below. Simply click Show More beneath this video to see them. Alright, so I have all of my beads here. I have one color of DiamonDuos, the second color, my size 11 seed beads, and my size 8 seed beads, along with my size 10 beading needle that's already threaded. I also have a random bead that won't be part of my finished bracelet that will be used as my stop bead. So to attach the stop bead, I'm just going to pick it up with my needle here, slide it down my thread, and you want to leave about a 10-inch tail for this project. From the tail end, I'm going to go back up through my bead, and what that does is create a little loop of thread around the bead, and that stops it from falling off. And this stop bead prevents any beads that I string onto this thread now from falling off the end of the thread. So it's very handy, very simple trick to make your life a lot easier. We're going to line our DiamonDuos up here, and DiamonDuos, in case you don't know, are 2-hole beads, so you can see the holes there, and they have a flat side and a faceted side. So while you're doing this bracelet, you want to make sure that you line your DiamonDuo beads up so that they all have the faceted side facing the same way. So you just need to be a little bit careful as you're going through, and if it helps, line them up just like I'm doing here and you'll be fine. So first you're going to pick up 2 of your A colors. So this color here are my A beads. Then you're going to pick up one size 11, one size 8, and one size 11. Next, we're going to pick up 2 of our B beads, and I'm using bronze as my second color. So B for bronze, make it a little easier to remember. And as I was saying, you want to make sure that you have that faceted side facing up. So I just flip mine over, and there you go. And you follow that with one size 11, one size 8, and one size 11. And to complete this row, I'm going to pick up another 2 of my A color, and just going to flip that one over and slide it down my thread. And you see here that my stop bead prevents these beads from falling off the end of my thread, and that's precisely what you want. When I flip them all over, you can see that they're all facing the correct direction. That faceted side is facing all the same direction. Moving on from here, we're going to pick up one size 11, one size 8, and one size 11. And I'm going to pass through that second hole of the very last DiamonDuo that I picked up. And make sure you pull it so it's nice and snug. And the beads may curve a little bit, but don't worry, they'll straighten out as we go. Next thing we're going to do is pick up 2 of my A colored diamond duos. And again, make sure that faceted side is facing up. So when I line them up that way, you can see I'm going from right to left, and they will be facing the correct direction. I'm just going to let those slide down my needle a little bit. Then I'm going to go through the second hole of the very next A colored diamond duo, as well as the second hole of the following color B diamond duo. So I'm skipping over the seed beads in the middle of those 2 diamond duos there. And I'm going to pull. And when I pull that into place, these 2 diamond duos that I just picked up slot right into those last 2 in the first row. And I'm going to follow that by picking up 2, just get that out of the way, 2 of my B color diamond duos. And I'm going to pick those up, go through the correct hole. And I'm going to pass through the second hole of the very next B color diamond duo, as well as the second hole of the next A. And oops, getting caught on my tripod here. And when I pull those beads into place, you can see my first row is starting to straighten up, and you want to pull it so that these beads are as close together as possible. But as you go, just keep pulling it tight and it will come together. And to finish off this row, I'm just going to pick up 2 A colored diamond duo beads and go through the first holes. And then I'm going to pass through the second hole of that very last diamond duo bead. Dennis? Okay. And again, as you pull tight, the beads come together and they straighten right up. So next, I'm going to pick up 1 size 11, 1 size 8, and 1 size 11. And I'm going to pass through the second hole of that last diamond duo that I just added. And this little embellishment along the side really hides the thread that would show along the side there. You have some one on the other side as well, and these will kind of alternate as we go. They won't be exactly in line with each other. You can see this one is on the first row, this one's on the second row, and they'll keep alternating like that. You do not have to use these beads, these seed beads, if you don't want. If you don't mind seeing the thread along the sides, it's completely optional. You can try that, you know, do what suits you, make it yours. You can also try swapping out the size 8 for a drop bead or a fringe bead, whatever you call it, and that will create a new look, a different look slightly. So whatever you have, you can substitute and see what works best for you. So now I'm going to continue on by just repeating the steps I took to add that last row. Now I'm going from left to right, so I'm going to make sure that I pick up my diamond duos accordingly. Let those slide down my thread. So I just picked up 2 A colored diamond duos, and just like I did before, I'm going to pass through the second hole of that first A, of the next A, sorry, and the first B after that. And when I pull it, my A beads pop into place, and that's what you get. And these diamond duos, the faceted side of them really adds a lovely texture to the bracelet. It's a really simple design, but the beads just add, you know, that extra oomph to the bracelet. So I've just picked up 2 B colored diamond duos, and I'm going to pass through the second holes of the next B and the following A. When I pull those through, That's what you get. And we're going to finish that off here. Oh dear. With 2 A-colored diamond duos. And I'm going to pass through the last color A through the second hole, and when I pull, that's what I get. And as soon as you finish the row, remember to decorate the sides with the seed beads if you are using them. So you just pick up 111, one size 8, and one size 11, and pass through the second hole of the last color A diamond duo. So I'm going to repeat those steps a few more times to create a sample piece for you to see, and you can go on and repeat those steps as many times as you need to create your desired length. And when you come back, I will show you how to end the bracelet off. So I've added a few more rows onto my bracelet here. You can see it just have a little sample piece, but as I mentioned before, you just keep going to the length that you want. And to end this off, I've already added my little embellishment along the side, and I'm coming out of that first diamond duo through the second hole. And what I'm going to do is pick up one size 11, one size 8, and one size 11. And just as we've been doing before, I'm going to pass through the second holes of the next color A diamond duo and the first color B. And these seed beads are going to slot right in there really nicely. I'm going to repeat that again, just picking up one size 11, one size 8, one size 11. And I'm going to pass through the second holes of the next B and the first A of this pair, I should say. And one more time, you're going to pick up 111, 18, and 111, and we're going to go through the second hole of that last A diamond duo. And when you've done that, this is what you should have. So that kind of ends our bracelet off with a bit of a straighter edge than what we would have gotten if we hadn't done that step. So now I want to add my clasp. So I'm going to add it to this center size 8 there. So I'm going to weave through the bracelet until I can come out of that size 8 in the middle. So I'm going to follow my thread path. I'm just going to go back through this first hole of the diamond duo along with the one next to it. So you will see just a little bit of thread along the side there, but it's not a big deal. Then I'm going to go through that one right there. Whoops. A little easier for me to hold it like this. And we can go through 2 at a time, so you just go through the one next to it along with that one in the edge, the end row. Alright. So I'm coming out of that first bronze bead and I'm going to pass through the very next one. And then I'm going to pass through the second hole of that same bronze bead, the first size 11 and the center size 8, where I was trying to get to by doing all that. So there you have it. So now I'm coming out of that center size 8 bead. I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 11s, just like that. Along with 1/2 of my lobster clasp. So I'm going to slide those beads down. You get that into view here for you. And then I'm going to pass through that very last size 11 bead that I just put on. And hold it, hold the clasp, and just pull everything, and that's what happens. Then I'm going to pick up 2 of my size 11 beads, and I'm going to go through that center size 8 from the opposite side, so you can see that my beads are coming out on the left side over here, and I'm taking my needle from right to left through that same center size 8 bead. So it creates a little loop of beads around there. And then we're just going to pass through all of those beads again to reinforce that loop. Okay, so I've passed through all of those beads again along with the clasp, and I'm coming out of that center size 8 one more time. And now I'm going to tie a few half hitch knots just to end my thread off. So I'm going to pass through the next 11 and the second hole of that following color B DiamonDuo. And I'm going to take my needle under the thread bridge, and if you can look really carefully, not at my working thread, but you can see that there's a thread there in between the beads. That is called a thread bridge. So that thread that holds your beads together. So just take your needle under one of those, and sorry, the loop has gone around my clasp. There you go. And you just pull it so it forms a little loop of thread just like this. Take your needle through that loop, pull, and you can see a little knot forms right in between there. And you're going to take your needle through the next few beads. And what that does, and I actually felt the knot pop into this bead here. So that's exactly what I wanted. Whenever you make a half hitch knot, you always pass your needle through the next few beads, and that pulls the knot into the bead and helps to secure it. And then I'm going to just weave through again and repeat that, and I'm going to show you one more time. So just make sure you follow your thread path. So I'm going to take my needle under the thread bridge, as you can see there. I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to leave a little loop of thread just like this. Take my needle through that loop and pull. And as soon as I'm done, I take my needle through the next few beads just to pull that thread into the neighboring bead. So from there, I'm going to get my thread zap here, and I'm going to cut that thread off. So to attach your clasp on the other end, first you need to remove your stop bead. So to do that, you just hold it and pull. And it's just that easy. It slides right off. And your thread is free. So from here, you can just thread this tail into a needle, and I'm going to show you the next steps. I've removed my stop bead. I have my needle, my tail threaded through my needle. And to attach the clasp on the other end of your bracelet, we're going to attach it right opposite the first half. So right up the center of our color B DiamonDuo. So we're going to need to come out of the middle here. So I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before. I'm just going to go back through the first hole of the last DiamonDuo where my thread is exiting. Pull it tight. And then I'm going to weave through the beads until I can come out of that center point. So I'm coming out of that first hole of the color B, the first color B there. And through the next one. and up through the very last one. So you want to come out of that color bead that's furthest away from wherever your thread was exiting. And once you're coming out of there, you turn around and you go through the second hole of that same color B DiamonDuo. And that puts you into position right in the center there to add your clasp. And you add your clasp in the exact same manner. You pick up your three size 11 seed beads, your half of the clasp, and repeat with steps exactly as we did to attach to the first half of our bracelet. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Also, click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you'll always be alerted every time I post a new video. Don't forget to check out the website beadclublounge.com and comment below to let me know what you think of it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.